Well, hello, it's Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. So, today we're diving into Genesis 21 and 22, and as I'm reading here, I'm just highlighting it with a Faber Castell Pitt Artist pen. And the one thing that, as I'm reading, I'm so struck by in this passage or in this page is just God's faithfulness. You know, over and over in this passage, it speaks of God doing as He said, doing what He said He would, as He said it would happen. And so I am really struck by the fact that God is faithful even when our own choices made an issue that wasn't God's plan or God's original plan. He's still faithful, even then. So I tried to mix some of that same Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen with some white acrylic paint or the Dala tempera paint. Didn't quite make the color I wanted, so I'm trying some brown. It's like a chocolate brown, and then a rose gold and a metallic red or metallic cherry, I suppose. Mixing it with the white paint. Obviously, the white paint changes the metallic, number one, and changes the color, number two. So it makes it more milky, and I'm definitely not seeing as much of the metallic as what I did in the pure gelato. But that's okay. For what I wanted to do, this is fine. So I'm just mixing the paint properly with the pigment of the gelato, which I'm then going to apply using the card swipe method. Hey, swiping a card. So you literally just put a little bit of the paint on the top of the card and then drag it across your page in whichever fashion. So depending on how broad or narrow you put the little splotch of paint on, that'll depend on your strokes. And you'll see that I'm just, going to town, kind of mixing and matching and whatever else. And then I'm using that lightest color just to knock back the edges a little bit. And because this is such a thin layer of paint, because of the card, it dries very quickly. So you saw me touching it straight afterwards and it was completely dry. So I want to put the stencil on there, but now I'm deciding what to use. And in the end, I decided on some artistry ink. These are very similar to the distress inks. I just wanted this lighter, muddier color, I suppose. My friend always asks me what's up with my colors, because I don't like bright colors. I like the softer, browner tones. And so I'm just using the blending tool to apply the artistry ink into the density or darkness that I wanted it. And I didn't want it overpowering. I just wanted it there in the background. If you keep on hearing the phone, that's my darling husband / manager / editor / marketing agent who is messaging me, and I forgot to switch off the sound. So anyways, I decided to go to town on this one, and using the Ranger Letter It pen. It has the same glue as the embossing ink has in, so I can emboss this, and I'm using this gorgeous rose gold color, which on the camera kind of faded a bit, but in real life is just stunning. Tapping it off, I didn't have an EK Success powder tool, so I'm just tapping it off with my hand. It's not a perfect embossing. There's some specks in various places, but I'm okay with that. Showing you that the back of that page doesn't have that oily residue like it usually does with embossing, so I'm kind of glad about that. And so I'm just taking my Micron pen and journaling my thoughts. and really journaling from the very top of the page where Abimelech tells Sarah that she has been vindicated. And then when Isaac is born, God kept his promise. And then when Hagar is sent into the desert with just water, God is faithful. And when there wasn't a lamb for the offering, and God asked Abraham to offer Isaac, God was faithful. And so this is really, in all of it, Abraham could know that God would keep his promise, that there will be generations from Isaac. And how and what, we didn't know. But Abraham still told his servants that he was going to worship. And you can only do that when you trust in God's faithfulness. And so I hope you enjoyed this page. I'm just dating it and finding some washi to ground my little tab on. It does look a bit busy on the camera, but it's not that busy in the actual page, and I just love the shimmery shine of that embossing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and the notification bell to get future videos notifications. Thank you for watching. Ciao!